Greetings to everyone out there. Listen, we are excited about tonight's segment and the guest that we have on tonight. Look, I'm getting hungry already. Okay, listen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And, for those that, will be listening in tonight, I hope you got something to eat before you tuned in. Because you know how it gets when you're hungry and you go into the grocery store, you just buy all kinds of things you don't need, things you weren't thinking about. But here's the thing though. Listen, we got somewhere you can go for some great food, right? And I got the right person for you tonight. So, greetings to everyone. Once again, you have tuned into the platform, and our guest is none other than Chef Shonda Little. Ah!
Yay!
I can hear all the cheers in the background, okay?
Yes, 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 yes.
Listen, as you all know, we like to just jump right on in here on the platform. But before we do, I'm just going to check in with our guest, Shonda. Chef Shonda, it is 2024. How are you doing so far in this new year?
Oh my God. It's been a blessing since January 1st. I've been on the road. It's just been so amazing. Like you wouldn't expect that the beginning of the year things would just roll out the way they're going. You talk about overflow.
Ooh,
So, God has been good. There's things I've been praying on. And when I tell you, I can't ask for a better beginning of 2024 than what I'm experiencing now. So
oh,
it's definitely been an amazing ride so far.
oh, that's so great to hear. That's such a blessing. I'm excited for you. So I can't wait to hear some of the things that you're going to share with us tonight. So let's jump right on in. Okay. Again, everyone who has tuned in, we are here tonight with our special guest, Chef Shonda Little. So, Shonda, share with us where you are from, your educational background, and overall, who is Chef Shonda Little?
Wow, that's a whole lot in one sentence.
I know, I
Uh,
know. Let's take it one thing at a time. So, where are you from?
so I'm originally from Boston, Mass. Born
Okay,
and
so you
raised
were born
in
in Boston.
I was born and raised in Boston, in Roxbury from Orchard Park. Yes. So therefore, I moved away from Boston when I was in the 10th grade,
Hmm.
and I moved down to South Carolina. That's where my mom is from. And I lived there for over 20 some years. I finished high school, I finished college, then I worked a little bit, and then I moved back to Boston.
Okay, okay. You said you finished college. What college did you attend?
So I went to, it's called Orangeburg Calhoun. It was a technical college, and I
Hmm.
majored in criminal justice. So I have a associate degree in criminal justice with a minor of juvenile delinquency.
I love that. I didn't know
Yes.
that. That's
No?
what's up.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
I mean,
that's a good to know right there.
yeah, I mean, I knew the latter half of that, but I
Yeah.
had no idea about the criminal justice side. Listen, I got to ask you some more questions.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, describe what a good time is for Shonda. Some people might say a movie, some people love nature. What is it for Shonda?
A good time for me is being around my family. I love being around my family because when we get together, there's food there, there's card games there,
Yeah.
there's dancing there, and mostly all my family is from the South. So you know how those conversation is, and you know how those dance moves are. So I just love being around family, friends, gathering. We do a lot of cooking. We do a lot of smack talking, and there's a lot of laughter. So um, I enjoy that. I don't. I'm very low key. I'm
Mhm.
not all in. I'm not everywhere all the time. Most of the times, you can find me at my mom's house just chilling. That's it. So
Yeah, I
I
hear that.
enjoy being around family.
Family. Okay, that's what's up. And you said, a lot of laughing, right? So speaking of which, right? Um, can you share with us a funny annoyance or pet peeve that you might have or that you do have? You thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it. A funny annoyance or pet peeve.
So
Uh,
I'll about it. I tend to use the same one all the time when people say pattern and they're trying to say pattern, right? I don't really know if it's like a southern thing. I don't know where the other letter I don't know anyhow. Or for me, the other thing is when people allow their pets to walk on their kitchen tabletops while they're cooking food, like
oh.
the tail of like the cat is like swinging over the pots, and I'm like, ma'am.
It's funny you said that because I posted something, I believe it was yesterday, when I was having some conversation with one of my coworkers regarding candied yams. Now in the South, we sit at the table, we peel and slice, and we do everything by scratch, right? This lady had the nerve to tell me, "Oh, that's not how you cook candy yams." I'm like, "Well, is there something new that I don't know?" She was like, "Oh, they have them already pre-cut in the store in the cans." I said, "Oh no, we don't do that." But she was so cookie. She was so adamant about these candied yams. Oh, you got it. Like she's giving me a recipe. She's like, "Oh, you just put them in a pan and you throw some cinnamon and butter and you put the foil over it and just let them slow cook." I say, "Yeah, I'm not. I don't do stuff like that. I'm sorry." I
You
had to
know,
tell her my way.
you know what's funny? I actually seen that post. I didn't know, how that started. Now I just got all the details from you, but yeah, that's funny.
That's crazy, right? Listen, I
That is
can't with folks.
hilarious. That is too funny. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, to each its own,
To each
but
his own.
but not over here. Look,
But not over here.
as for me in my house,
In me and my house, we would not eat from that can.
that is funny. You was like, she gonna learn today. How
She
about
gonna learn today because I was not hearing that. I said, "No, ma'am, we don't."
we
Mm-mm.
don't do that? We don't do that. What is what's share with us a personal proud moment for you in your life, right? And before you share, what I mean by that is, oftentimes we're doing a lot for other people. We're always out in the community and we're helping, sometimes at church and helping family members, right? And we have like these proud moments where it's connected to everything else that we're doing with or for other people. But what is that personal proud moment for Shonda that's separate from everything else that's happening in the world around you?
Well, I can talk about my first gala that I had about a year ago. The first sickle cell gala I had. I mean, that gala, it took the life of me because it was hard work. It was my first time doing it. But when I tell you my community came together for me, the vendors were there, We raised $2,000, which was amazing. We were able to donate to the Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation. And there was a moment that one of the speakers were talking, and I think I had a person that took a picture of me, and I sat there and I looked into almost the picture captured me just standing there like in awe. And Cookie, when I tell you, I found out how many people were in the building, how much money we raised. It was amazing for me. And that's what kept me with the drive of continue to do what I'm doing today. Because I reap the reward of people saying, Shonda, you're gonna do another gala? That was amazing. To this day, people still talk about that first gala. The mental health. I got people asking me to do a breast cancer one. And I said, Lord. But it's the satisfaction how people admire the work that you do. And the one thing that I was taught, and this is through Bishop, was is is easier and better to give. You reap the reward of giving to people and don't expecting something back. I've given so much of my time. I've given with these galas, the goal is to always present a check to an organization that I'm doing the events for. As part of me saying thank you, so those type of things really touch my heart. I can't hear you.
I do apologize. I was muted up. Um,
Mhm.
your the event that I attended, was that your first event? The other one at the Bruce Bowling
Yeah,
Building?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah, that was off the hook.
yeah.
Do people even say that anymore? I find myself saying things on here, and I'm like, "Oh, am I dating
I mean,
myself?"
I haven't heard it in a long time, but
Well, I say it, right? I
yes,
say
ma'am.
it. No, that's beautiful. Okay, let's
Mhm.
jump into this next question. Share with us one thing people don't know about Shonda Little that would absolutely surprise them if they did know. Like, I don't know, you might break dance, you might have some sort of hidden talent. I don't know, but the people want to know.
Um, I'm a dancer. I'm not sure if people know that, but I'm old school. I love my old school music. I'm I am what they call old at heart. Like I love Southern music. I mean, I will groove to every song. You know, I wasn't raised in the South, but I spent many years where my uncle owns a juke joint. And when
Mm,
I tell you, the juke joint is right next to the house, so all you got to do is just walk right in there. But
wow.
and it wasn't the music that they play is old Southern music, and you can vibe to stuff like that. It ain't got all that profanity. I don't listen to that mess, but all you gotta do is just sit and just chill, and some of that music have you thinking, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm a Southerner at heart. I love Southern hospitality. I'm all for it. So I
Yeah,
might
that's
be
beautiful.
born and raised in the city, but I'm definitely a Southern girl.
I get it. I get it. I was born in North Carolina. I can't necessarily say, uh, you know what? I would say that I'm not necessarily a Southern girl, but I think my family members would look at me and be like, you just don't know, right? Because I'm always like, I'm an East Coast girl,
Mhm.
Boston all day, yada, yada,
Mhm.
yada. But there's so many things that come out where other people are like, girl, you from the South? I'd be like, oh Lord, I done told on myself. Anywho, let's go. Let's swing in this direction. When did you know that this was like a part of your calling to be a chef, and even further that you would take it into the space of catering? What was that moment? When did you really know, like that moment that solidified it?
So everywhere I worked, it was mostly residential places where I work with kids or teenagers. I always had a room or dorm, any place where it had a kitchen, and I would cook. So that followed me because then everybody was like, "Shonda, can you fry this chicken? Shonda, can you do this?" So the kids love to eat. So I think for me, it was just one day someone said, the over there where it's over there on Dudley Street where I did my culinary arts classes from. They said that they were doing the classes there,
Mhm.
and someone said you should give it a try. And I was
Mhm.
like, nah, I work full time. I ain't got time to be spending no time in nobody's classroom. So they sent me an email with the brochure. I looked it over. I was trying to finagle, would it work in my schedule? It didn't work in my schedule. So I was like,
Mhm.
God, if this is for me, just give me a sign.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those moments where I was like, just tell me,
Was it the Croc Center?
yes, it was the Croc Center,
Mhm.
Salvation Army Croc Center. Yeah. So then I went to work. I looked at my schedule. So I went to my boss and I said, "Hey, I want to I'm thinking about taking some classes. Do you think you can finagle my hours so I can do this?" He was a little hesitant around it, but then he was like, "Well, if you can make up the hours, then you can." I was like, "Oh, making up hours?" Oh.
Right.
But eventually, I said, "Okay, I'm just going to do it." So
Mhm.
I wound up taking the classes, the courses, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And when I got there, my first day there in the kitchen, I told my chef, I got a name for my business. I gave him the name. I wrote it on my notebook. And I said, when I'm done with this course, I'm going to City Hall and I'm going to register my name. And that's what happened. Southern Twist started in 2018. We registered on the same day after graduation, the next day after graduation.
I love that. Now, during that journey, because you made up your mind, you made the decision, and you took the steps, right, to make it happen. Was there anything that got in your way? Was like any type of doubt trying to get in your mind? Did the enemy say, oh, there's no reason to do this? Were there any type of barriers that came up?
There was a few barriers. One was being my job. I live in Lowell and the Croc Center was in Boston. So it was coming to Boston every day, 5 days a week. That was a lot for me, and having to go back to work and my job paid a bill, so I couldn't just freelance it. So that was definitely a struggle. I challenged myself a few times on it that, almost thought about giving up on it, but it was something that, I wanted to do. I think I set it in my mind. I'm gonna do this. It was rewarding. My chef, he was an amazing chef. He helped support, gave encouraging words.
Mhm.
So I met a lot of new people in the long run. And, once I got in the kitchen and started doing my thing, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be good at this.
I love it. I love it. And you made it happen. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so this is something I want to know. Share with us the craziest thing that you've experienced in your occupation or your industry, like some sort of situation or occurrence, something that made you be like, you know what, what is going on?
For me, it's the people.
Mm, do tell.
So, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that you have to compete with.
Mm,
I don't look at myself with competing with people. I
mm-hmm.
don't put that spirit in my circle at all.
Right.
I'm good at what I do. People may like soul food. People may not like soul food. Everyone has their preference on what they like. So I separate myself. You know, I know my worth, and there's people who knows my work also. So I don't compete at all. But
Right.
people will put you in a position where they want you to compete, you know.
Mm,
And I think for me, the challenging part is um, it becomes sometimes it becomes stressful. Sometimes it definitely will get to you because it's like I live in Lowell and I didn't have that foundation in Lowell.
mm.
So they were more once I built my reputation out here in Lowell, I felt like the people in Lowell was very much more coming for me, you know?
Oh
The
wow.
people the people in my home, in my hood, should I say, was the one that would challenge me all the time,
Hmm.
whether they want to share my stuff or whatever. I mean, I do have a great clientele in Boston. They
Mhm.
support me. I do have that. But then I have others who, you know, it's hard cooking. You know, you try to keep your religion intact and you have people coming for you. And it
Mm.
could be over the smallest little thing. But I do mine with a smile and I keep it moving. You know, I don't put myself in those positions where I'm fighting or beating or arguing with folks. I just be like, you hear me every time I post something, my sweets. I love my sweets, you know, because
Yep.
they are put who got me where I'm at. You know, they
Yes.
support me. I mean,
Amen to that. I know that's right. Ain't
yeah,
nothing like some good old support, right?
good old supports. Uh, So,
So they tried you, huh? They tried you a couple of
oh
times.
yeah, they be coming for you, girl. They be coming for me. So
She's like, look, don't get me
don't
turned
get
up.
me started on you. You about to turn me up real quick, Cookie. But no,
Look,
I'm
I'm
gonna keep it
tempted.
sweet.
I'm tempted to be like, come on and tell us, give us an example. But I'm not gonna push you.
No, no, don't push me. Please don't do it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What's one of the best compliments you have received regarding your food? One of the best compliments.
So I've have several compliments. I have people that will send me emails. I mean, standing ovations when I go to events. People passing out my information, my cards. When I get calls, oh, someone told me to request you. They said, your food is amazing. Those things just melt my heart because I sometimes I be doing events and I don't even know who the people are. So
Oh,
I tend to ask who gave you my information. I'll ask them stuff like that. And they'll tell me and I'll be like, oh, okay. But it just warms me so much when you can sit back and watch people enjoy your food. You
yeah.
know, it's the little things. It's not, you know, I don't need rewards. I don't need accolades. I mean, just saying thank you and having a smile on your face and appreciating, you know, the food. So, you know, things like that
Yeah.
I take at heart. So
The little things.
the
I hear
little
you.
things.
I hear
Yes.
that. What which dish is your favorite? Like you make this dish and you just when you put it in your mouth, you just my oh my God. You like I don't need
Listen,
nobody to tell me that that
I
right
don't need
there is
nobody tell me about my mac and cheese. Look.
come on, mac and cheese. Oh, come on. Tell us about this mac and cheese, honey.
So I get I get so many compliments on the mac and cheese and the fried chicken. Those are my two top dishes that people always always want. And I think with me, when it comes to the mac and cheese, it's my aunt's recipe. Um, God rest her soul, she's passed away, but I used to live with her when I was living down south, and she was a cooker. When I tell you,
Mm,
I'm talking about waking up on a Sunday morning at 6 o'clock to start her stuff because you know you going to church. There's no excuse. Um, but just, she was the one that taught me sitting at the table cutting cheese. I mean, literally cutting cheese. Like we ain't doing that shredded stuff that they do nowadays. We cutting every block of cheese and we're putting it in a, and I think for me, that's what I do. I stick to the old
mm,
school way. I don't
right.
do that new stuff that what they do now. They making cheese sauce. I don't do all of that.
Cheese sauce.
No, ma'am. I keep it the old school way. I cut up every cheese. I take my time and put love. Every dish I make that comes from Southern Twist, best believe love is involved in it. I take my time and I make sure my dish is brought to you correctly. So my mac and cheese, listen, I don't cook it. I don't know if you had some, but
I think I have. I think it's just been a long
yeah,
while, but I have had your food. And listen, y'all stay connected, okay? Because you all are gonna need to reach out to
yes,
Shonda. You don't
yeah.
want to miss out on her
You
food.
don't
So
want to miss out on it. You don't
yeah,
want to
you
miss out.
it's good. Oh my
It's yes,
goodness. Ah,
yes.
jeez.
So it's keeping things simple. You ain't got to do too much with stuff. People just be doing too much. So
Hmm. No, you're
I keep
right.
it.
And when you're a foodie, so I'm into food, of course. I don't
Mhm,
share this much, but I took culinary arts
mhm,
and I did a lot of baking and cooking.
mhm,
It wasn't something that I stuck to as far as an occupation, but I can
mhm.
still get in my kitchen
That's
and,
right.
and make it do what it do, right? As a matter of fact, my husband and I, we went out to eat somewhere the other day, and I was like, and other people was like, well, what's the problem? It tastes good to me. And I'm like, no, like I can taste so many things inside the food, right?
Yes.
And they're like, what do
Mhm.
you mean? I'm like, I can taste that there's something that's processed. Something
Yes.
is very gritty. There was a piece of meat that was like very rubbery, and
Mhm,
I was like,
mhm,
I can also taste that, they didn't cut up like onions, and
yeah.
I like flavor.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
flavor, and I can tell when it's something that's like out of a
Out
box
of
and
yeah.
processed. Like
Mhm,
my taste buds, I can just kind of imagine if you had like 7 tiers of something, right?
mhm,
And in regards to that, that's reflective of like the
mhm,
different ingredients. I
mhm,
I may not be able to, call it out specifically,
mhm,
but my taste buds, I can taste all of these different things going on, and I'm like, what in the rubber
mhm,
onion? Where did they get that from?
mhm.
That wasn't a real red onion.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I went to I went to a gala. I think it was a gala. It was some fancy dancy place. And it was something that someone gave in the community. And they had it was catered. mind you, everybody know me there. So it was buffet style, but they came. I mean, there was mac and cheese on a plate, and I try my best cookie, not to
Mhm.
judge people at all when it comes to food.
Right.
So, but I tell you, I was sitting at a table.
Mhm.
I had four different people who knew me or knew me in the community. They didn't know of me, but they've been in my presence at some point. And they
Mhm.
came. One of them came at a time. Every time I turn around, it was somebody. Hey, what do you think about the chicken? And I had to look out. I said, the devil is a lie. Y'all not about to set me up. And I get that a lot because people will know me and they don't know my name. They'll go, "What's Southern Twist?" Or I have to tell them, "No, my name is Shonda, but my business is," you have to tell them things, but they will come to me and they will ask me, "Did you like that?" If I didn't, I wouldn't tell you. So it's just like,
You're right. So they can go back and be like,
exactly.
that lady that owns Southern
Yes.
Twist. She said your
Yeah.
chicken was whack,
Oh,
honey.
yeah. Mhm. I've had that so many times done to me, and it's so embarrassing.
They
But I
try to
just
set you up.
trying
The
to set
devil
me
is a
up on
liar.
the devil is a lie. I do not. I recognize game early.
I know that's right. And you be about your business, and that's what I really
Yes.
really love
Yes.
and appreciate about you, your focus, and just you get up and go and you make it
Yep.
happen. I never hear you giving any type of excuse. It's like, look, we either can do it or we can't.
That's
And
right.
the can't, it doesn't stop there though. The can't that I'm referring to, you're like, hey, if we can't get it done at that venue, well, let's call up 5 other venues.
Yep.
But we're gonna, this is
We
going to
gonna make it
happen.
happen. Yes.
It's
We
going to
gonna
happen.
make it happen
Yes,
by
ma'am.
any means necessary. So
Any means necessary. So
yes.
when let me see what direction I want to go in with this particular question. How does your faith how does your faith work and kingdom work connect with your occupation as a chef? I'll ask it that way.
So one thing about so this has been a challenge for me. I go to church every Sunday. I listen to everything that comes across the pulpit.
Hmm.
For me, I had to get serious about my business and what I want God to do for me. And I had to be specific in it.
Hmm.
When you're asking God to do something, you have to be specific because He knows your heart and He knows, what you want, but you can't tiptoe around it. You have to be blunt and say what it is. And one thing that I listened to Bishop saying is when he prayed, when I tell you my pastor will pray. Well, our pastor,
Yes.
our man of God knows how to pray. And I
Yes.
and I'm gonna tell you, he was there at my graduation. He prayed for my business. He's always sending a word to me for it. And I had to believe in that.
Right.
And I think when I started sewing, and I'm just gonna say this, I wasn't a sewer at one time, and I wasn't a giver at one time.
Hmm.
But when he started talking on that, and when I started actually putting work in that, things
Hmm.
were coming back to me.
Hmm.
My eyes were opening. Things was just coming, and it scared me at times. Because I'm like, God, I know I could get this, I can get that. And it's all about your ask and your
Hmm.
giving,
Hmm.
And I think for me, once I started giving back and sewing, you know, or, doing things for other people from my heart, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I started getting things back for me. And
Mm.
it came with clientele. I mean, I was doing events like every weekend. You know, every seemed like every weekend I was someone was having an event for me. Can you make this? Can you do that? And it was overflowing, overflowing. When you talk about overflow, you know that's God.
Yeah.
And I think I had to believe it within myself that, you know, I was at a point where, oh, I'm gonna need some help over here. That's how
Hmm.
bad it I mean, not bad, but that's how heavy things were flowing from me.
Mm, mm,
And I wanna say, watch night, there was a seed that was asked to be given.
mhm,
And you know how the enemy works. He gets in your head and you can't afford that. You
mhm.
can't afford that. Yes, I can. I mean, I might not could afford it, but guess what? I sowed that seed.
Mhm,
And I tell you, not only did the job that I was currently at that time, I got a new job,
mm.
double my salary.
Wow.
That was God
Mm,
because He was aligning me up in a position that I can get what I want when it came to my business.
mm.
Because if y'all see me now and you watching me now, I'm praying over a building right now in the heart of Roxbury.
Right, right. And you said something very key, like, God says in his word to, to give, right? But the key thing is, giving from your heart,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't a matter of like, being coerced or, somebody saying, you got to pay for a blessing. It was the
Mhm.
giving out of the heart posture, if you will. And I
Yes.
know that Bishop talks a lot about the heart posture. And I've watched you, be very caring and catering to others, no pun intended,
Yeah.
right? But just your heart posture, your temperament, and how you pay attention to people in regards to like their need,
Yes.
right? Even if you don't know specifically, you have just a very caring heart. I was going to go there and say kind of like a motherly thing
Mhm.
going
Mhm.
on, and some young people may call you auntie. I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
do know that you give off that very like at home, loving, caring thing that just makes people feel so warm and
Yes.
loved. And so that I would say that that's coming out of your heart
Mhm.
genuinely. And so that, man, just the testimony behind that, you were able to start seeing some things,
Mhm.
manifest in your life, some fruit. Speaking of which, let's just go there because I think that this is a good time to just transition
Mhm.
into that. You know, you and I, we're all about making sure that we can encourage somebody, take a moment to share our testimony, to
Mhm.
minister to
Mhm.
someone. And so at this time, I would love to just turn things over to you, to allow you to just minister to someone out there who wants to do the same thing that you are doing, or just needs some sort of encouragement, and they would be able to get that encouragement in regards to some of the things you shared today. Maybe
Mhm.
they gave up on their business. It might not be
Mhm.
exactly what you're doing, but they
Mhm.
feel like, you know what, I tried once, I tried twice, I even tried 3 times. Maybe that's a sign that I, don't need to do this. But when God has called you to something, you got to get it done.
Yeah.
One of my sisters in the kingdom, I
Mhm.
just interviewed the other day, she was making a point about, the amount of people that go to the graveyard with
Mhm.
potential, right? They go there with their mantle. They never
Mhm.
stepped out and did what God called them to do. They may have made a few attempts, but they
Mhm.
never really executed. They didn't execute because of this, because of
Yeah.
that. There's always something. Maybe it's an excuse. Maybe it's the enemy, inner me. right? Because it's not always the enemy, right? People are always so quick to say, "Oh, the enemy did this and the
Mhm.
enemy did that." But what if it's the fact that you have a fear of, becoming famous or getting that notoriety for what you do, right? Or you're afraid that, hey, it might fail, but here's the thing, you'll never know what it's going to do if you do nothing at all, right?
That's right.
So
That's
there's
right.
so many things that we can say in regards to why
Mhm.
we didn't do a
Yes.
thing, right? But I know that by way of your journey and your story, you're
Mhm.
someone who has encountered some of these hurdles, but
Mhm.
you persevered. You
Yes.
persevered, right? And so at this time, I'm going to turn the floor over to you, beautiful
Yes.
lady, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Shonda,
Yes.
on her journey into catering and the fruit of perseverance. It's all yours, sis. Take it from
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I mean, I think if, yeah, but I just think that when your heart is in something, you're your own worst enemy. We can be our own worst enemy. For me, I had my bestie. She was always, my listening ear. She would tell me when I'm right. She would tell me when I'm wrong. So I think if you have a goal or a business, or go for it. No matter how many times you fall, you gotta fall. When we fall, those are things that we can say, you know what? I fall once, I fall twice, I even fall 3 times, but I'm not gonna give up. Don't give up, sis. Don't give up, brother. Keep doing you. Don't worry about the naysayers. They're gonna be there, whether you're doing good or bad. Push yourself forward. If you are a religious person, pray. Pray. Find someone that you can pray with. Because I'm telling you, there's been times where I just wanted to give up. I was tired. I was going through. There was times where I just didn't want to be bothered. But I had to keep telling myself, Shonda, you got this. You got this. And I think, especially with young people, we have to have someone in our corner. You have to have that go-to person that you can tell your frustration to or vent with. And sometimes if we don't have those people, we gotta learn how to push our own self. Don't always be expecting someone to pat you on the back because some those things don't even work. So we gotta motivate our own self. We gotta apply the pressure on our own self, and we gotta keep it going. I mean, I had people in my corner. I I mean, I do have a a, a significant amount of clients who support me, but at the beginning, I had to promote my own business. I had to every day post something, post. No matter how many times people be like, "Why are you posting the same thing?" Like, "Oh, because it's my business and I I'm gonna support my business and therefore I'm gonna post." And that's how we gotta think. So you just gotta keep going, keep applying the pressure. Don't never give up. Utilize social media. Social media was my best friend at one time because that's where I got most of my clientele from. I mean, I got 2.k people, and I don't even know half of those people on my social media. But they always send a referral. There's always someone sending me a referral, and I don't even know the people. So I've done so many events, baby showers, birthdays, gatherings, funerals, church events, meetings. I've done it all. So I'm an expertise in what I do, and every time I'm always looking for how can I better myself? What can I do better? What different product can I use that's gonna make me stand out? and I'm always looking for someone. And sometimes you gotta humble yourself because there's times where social media will eat you alive. And we have to learn sometimes take a back from that, but still apply our content. You know, so my say to you guys is don't give up. Trust God. Believe in yourself. I remember a saying is can't should not be in anyone's vocabulary, let alone a man's, but anyone's I mean, category. So just remember just to keep going, not to give up. There's a lot out here for us to do. So, we gotta learn how to support each other, learn from our mistakes, and just keep going, you know. So
Amen to that.
yeah,
Keep going. Learn from your mistakes and keep going.
yeah,
Listen, that's golden right there because I'm a certified Christian mental health coach and I work with a lot of people to get to the root
mhm,
of what's keeping them from moving forward, right?
yeah,
And you have to be honest with yourself, right? Oftentimes, we're trying to skate around things and we're blaming it on other people, but you have to really have that moment with yourself to say, you know what, faith without works is
that,
dead.
mm,
It's not about to just fall out of the sky.
mhm,
You have to be accountable. What is the saying? God doesn't give us the chair, but he gives us the wood,
yeah,
or he gives us the tree,
yeah,
right? And
mhm,
so, and here's the thing, like, you know, our father, he made everything, right? He's creative, right?
mhm,
So he
mhm,
gives it to us that way because we came from him. He made us, so we are to be creative as well. It's like, I'm gonna put this in front of you.
yeah.
What can you make of it?
And what can you do? What can you do?
What can you make of it? So
That's
all in
right.
all, those that will tune in, and you've just been kind of like dragging your feet, or you felt like giving up, we're really just trying to empower you and motivate you
Yeah.
and say, listen, it can still be done. You just got
Yes.
to pull yourself
Yeah.
together and get focused, get
Yeah.
a plan,
Yeah.
and stick to it.
Yeah, because I've been in that position where there was a point where, I had so many losses in my family and it became overwhelming and sometimes you just don't feel like it.
Right.
So it's you. I mean, I had my best friend that was there. We're always together, but we pray together. We definitely pray together. And when she's going through, you know, she'll call on me. When I'm going through, I know I can call on her. So you gotta have that connection with some sort of faith believing person who can pull you through some of them things. And that's just what it is. You know, I don't give up. This year, listen, when I tell you it's going down.
I
It's going
know
down.
that. I know that's right. And
Listen.
listen, here's something else I want to bring up. You're not aware that I'm going to bring this up, right?
Mhm.
But listen, like, Shonda's the real deal. Okay. Now before I bring up what I said I'm gonna bring up, let me ask this question really quickly. Do you have or can you share with us a few signature dishes of yours?
So my signature dishes are my baked mac and cheese, my fried chicken, and for dessert, my banana pudding,
Oh,
strawberry
stop.
cake.
Mm, that's my that's my spot right there. Wait, just say it one more time for me.
Listen, listen. I know Bishop's gonna get me, but we was at an outing, the bereavement ministry, and I made that cake, the banana pudding strawberry cake, and I had it on the table, and Bishop kept looking at the cake. And I was watching him, and so he goes, I've always wondered what's inside that cake. So it wasn't he had me cut the cake, and he was like, "Oh, that's a lot." So, people that inquiring minds wants to know. Anytime you want to know about Southern Twist, I'm a phone call away. I'm an email away. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. I'ma tell you about Southern Twist. You know, we gets down over here. We do our thing. And I love it because no one makes that cake but Southern Twist.
Now you know you can't say all of that and not hook your girl up, because
I'm gonna have to make Cookie a cake and
you got my you got my taste buds and my stomach doing something over here right now. I'm trying not to get offended, because I'm like, you can't talk about it and it not be right in front of me. Okay, all right.
I got you. I got you.
I look forward to it. Okay, about that thing that I was going to bring up. So I'm actually just going to put it on the screen. And
Okay.
then I want you to tell us a little bit about it. First, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you.
She's like, what you about to put up on this
Right?
screen?
While waiting.
Come on and tell us a little something.
Ooh, child. Oh man.
Yeah.
That was a highlight for me last year. That was the highlight. So, oh man, you about to make me cry.
I got you, huh?
Yes. Oh man. So my friend, my best friend, he was the one that sent the application over for me. And mind you, I have forgot all about it. And because she always send me stuff, and I'd be like, okay, I'll do it. And I'll never do it. So she was like, Shonda, make sure you fill out this application. I was like, all right, I will. I said, I'm going to do it right now because if I don't do it, it's never going to get done. So I just did it. But Cookie, I forgot all about that thing. And then probably like a month or so later, I get a phone call from Fox 25. And I said, what? I said, are you sure you got the right number? Because I didn't know what they were talking about. So it was shocking for me. And they said to me, oh, you're the third contestant for the Gordon Ramsay Feed Your Dreams. I said, what? I was so clueless. That lady was dying at me. I was so clueless. And I was like, "Are y'all see?" At first, I thought it was a joke, and I thought it was they were lying because I almost hung up on them. And they was like, "No, I'm gonna send you the email." Yeah, so they sent me the email. So I read the email. I was like, "Okay, this must be real." And I told my friend about it, and she was so excited. She's like, "Shonda, you don't remember?" And I was like, "No, I really don't. I really didn't." So then they contacted me, they told me what to do, whatever. So my little creative mind, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get done with that mac and cheese. But then I said, I'm gonna bring some. Mind you, I'm only supposed to bring two of my favorite dishes. Man, I bought them mac and cheese, fried chicken, collard greens. They had sweet tea, they had cookies, they had the whole shebang. And
Yes.
so I had to present it to them, and then they would judge to see for the winner. So I presented to them. I was on Fox 25. They did it a live show there, me and two other people. Um, the cookies was a hit. The tea was a hit. Everything was a hit. They loved everything. And then the call came. 2 days later, the call
Come
came.
on.
I called my bishop. I said, "Don't say that." Look,
Yes.
listen. They said, "Southern Twist, you are the winner.
Come
$2,500.
on.
of the Gordon Ramsay feature stream.
Wait, come back on up. Come on, pump the brakes, back on up. Now you got the call. Start us there again. You got the call, and then they
So I
said,
got I got the
what did they say?
so I got the call and they said, "Congratulations, Southern Twist, you are the winner of Gordon Ramsay Feed Your Dreams."
Yes,
So
yes. I
yes,
am so
yes,
proud
I was so
of
excited of that one.
you.
That was amazing.
That
So,
is amazing. Chef Shonda Little,
yes,
winner of Gordon
Ramsay,
Ramsay, Feed
yes,
Your
dreams.
Dreams.
Yes,
Beautiful. You deserve it.
yes.
You absolutely deserve it. Listen, I have enjoyed my time with you tonight. And as we get ready to come to our close for
Mm.
tonight, I would love for you to share with us any upcoming ventures or projects, anything that you have going on right now that you just want to share with people or invite them to. This would be the time to do so.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Southern Twist is holding their second annual mental health awareness brunch on May 25th at the Bruce Bowling Building located in Roxbury. The tickets are $65. You can reach out to me. I'll give you more information. As far as vendors go, we're all filled with vendors already. So that was a blessing. So we're just in the process of selling tickets now. Your girl is gonna have that whole spread. So if you want to taste some of my food, you gotta come to the brunch. Um, this year we're focusing on men with mental health. So
Hmm.
we're hoping, we're praying for a good turnout of men. A few of them are gonna be speaking on a panelist. That's the goal. It's bringing awareness to mental health in our communities. We'll be donating 100% of our proceeds to an organization that deals with mental health. Because, I am a giver and I love giving back to my community. So we have that in May, and then in September, we have our third annual sickle cell anemia gala where we dress up all cute and stuff and and we come out, we have a good time. So if you in the Boston area, the same place, same time, same location, come out and support Sickle Cell Foundation, because that particular one is dear to my heart. Because I have family members that have the disease itself, and I always look forward to do some good events when it comes to the sickle cell anemia. So come out and support, you
That
know.
is beautiful. Congratulations. I love what you are doing. Oh my goodness, you all, I have some information there on the screen where you can connect with Chef Ashonda Little Southern Twist out in Lowell and in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, really quickly, like you mentioned something a little earlier about you praying for an actual location. So
Mhm.
as of right now, is the best way for people to get in contact with you is by phone and online? Is that the best way
Yep.
at the moment?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right. But you are looking to get a brick and mortar establishment soon. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am. Yes.
okay? Okay.
That's
How
the
you feeling
goal.
about that?
Yeah. I'm excited about it. I mean, what I'm doing now, I'm looking to get some looking for grants and stuff like that to help support that vision. So it's a lot of work behind it, but you give it to God. Ever since I heard about that building opening, I've been down in Roxbury. I have my oil, and I've been praying on that building. People's been praying. Some people even thought I had it already, so I'm putting that in the atmosphere too. So, but I'm trying to be consistent on what my ask is of God, and if it's for me, I'll get it. I'll get it. I speak positivity all the time, you know, and you know, we'll see.
I'm looking forward to it. Look, just give your girl a little corner to set up in the
I
corner and
got
do some poetry and sing a little bit, while the
Yes,
people munch on your good food. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
I try to squeeze myself in a little corner real quick.
Yes, yes.
Anyhow, this has been wonderful. Would you like to give anyone in particular a shout out before we head out of here?
Yes,
Anybody?
I want to thank all my my sweets. Thank you so much for always supporting your girl. Thank you for having me, Miss Cookie. A special shout out to my bestie because I gotta give her a shout out. That's my roadie. She keeps me on a straight and narrow. You
Did you
know,
say her name? You gotta say her
her
name.
name is Wanda.
Okay. Hey, girl.
Yes, yes. So, and everyone that, support me, my brewski at home, anytime I need him, to do an event or something, him and the girls, they always help me with that. So I have to give them a shout out because, without them, a lot of times I would not have been able to get this food to locations and stuff like that. So, I thank you to all my supporters, my volunteers that come out and volunteer to help set up, help break down anything you've done for Southern Twist. Thank you. Special thanks to my church family. I love you guys because I'm telling you, that girl be at the altar every Sunday praying. I thank you guys. I thank you. I love all you guys. Cookie, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. It's been fun hanging out with you. Always a pleasure seeing you. So keep up the good work and doing what you're doing too, because I see you too doing your thing.
I appreciate it and I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Again, everyone, reach out, connect with Chef Shonda Little. You won't regret it. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you all once again for tuning in. And it's a wrap. We
we
will see you
out.
next time
Yes.
on the platform. Thank you once
Thank
again,
you.
Chef Shonda.
Thank
You are the best. And you're
you.
out here making it do what it
What it
do.
do?
Baby, baby.
I love that.
Until next time, we'll see you
Okay.
all. God bless.
Blessings.